And we are live. Okay, so my video is really choppy, but hopefully my voice isn't choppy, which is another reason why I'm really happy to have these slides so that you don't have to look at me like I'm a Godzilla movie, because that's annoying. So I am going to screen share. And I've never done this, so bear with me here. It's all a learning process. All right. So what I would love for someone to do, I think you all have my cell phone number, is to just text me and tell me if you're seeing the slides and everything before we get started. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Okay, so welcome. After a few technical difficulties, I think we're all here. I'm so excited, and I'm just really pumped to start March, and this is technically our February call, but it got pushed back into March on March 1st here. But I just wanted to talk about Success Club a little bit, and people have asked me how do you get so many Success Club points? How does it work? And I honestly have a really hard time putting words to it because I just kind of talk to people and make connections, and maybe that's just the bulk of it is I talk to people, and I don't sell them anything. If they say no, I never push it. It just, if it happens in conversation and I can kind of lead it in that direction, then that's where we go with it. So, but I do have 6 specific things that each of you can do to get as many as possible, because that's what we want to do. So the first one is be wildly consistent. So this has really been huge for me, because even on Sunday afternoon, I got a message from a girl that I don't know, but we have mutual friends, and she literally said, I've been following you for a couple of months, and I am ready to go. I want to do this. Like, I didn't have to go through my script or anything. She was like, just send me the link. I want to do this. So even when you think no one's watching, even when you post and you don't have any likes on it, people are still seeing it. And so just post every day, post 3 to 5 times a day. I know that that's hard for a lot of us to do because we also have other jobs, or we have kids, and we've got stuff going on. But really, really try to be consistent with that, because most of your friends know somebody else who is a Beachbody coach, and they see their friends post for a while, and then they stop. And I think a lot of people expect to maybe see us do that. And some of us have taken a break and then come back to this. But they want to know that you're in this for the long haul, so that if they sign up with you, that you're going to support them in the long term, that you're not going to just give up on this. So you have to build that trust, even if you're not talking to them. But when you're on your Fit page, you have to be consistent in saying that I live this lifestyle, and I want to help you live this lifestyle too. And I'm not going to quit on you. Not quit on yourself. I'm not saying that people who end coaching are quitters. I'm just saying those people that are reaching out to you need to know that they can trust you. So be wildly consistent. A couple other things on this is done is better than perfect. I know other coaches on this team have said that. I know Marion says that. Just put something out there. It doesn't have to be this long post. Yeah, I know we all like to do those. but sometimes it's good to just post a picture of your food or a snapshot of you at Target just loving wandering the aisles with a coffee and happy Saturday, you know. Just show people who you are, especially for the cold market people that don't know you, so they can get to know that you're not just a fitness coach, but that you have other interests as well. See if there's anything else. Basically, it does take discipline, and whenever you are feeling inspired, I highly recommend having a notebook by you or having a Google Docs open on your phone or on your laptop so you can just type something up quick that you can edit later and make better, but at least get your ideas down. I know Lindsay and I have talked about that in the past where she's like, sometimes I'm just laying in bed and that's when I have my best fit page ideas, and I need to start having a notebook by my bed. And I totally agree with how she feels, but my biggest time is when I'm getting ready in the morning. Like after my workout and after my shower, I have to have a notebook by me because that's when my ideas come to me. So that's kind of my tip on being consistent. And again, on any of these, you can unmute yourself and ask a question. And the next one is free groups every month. So this is actually a big stretch for me, and my coach, Katie, has gotten me to think about this a little bit more. Here's the thing with free groups. Free groups, as everyone knows who has run one, are the hardest part of the online process. I think the most time-intensive, and you don't always get a return for all of that work. You have to create your own workout circuit. You have to create these posts. You have to be checking in constantly throughout the day to make those people feel supported so they know what it's like to have a encouraging coach and that they would want that experience to continue. And it's completely free. So this right here shows people that you're willing to serve them, that you're not just in this for the money, but that you actually care about people getting better. And that's where that trust can also be built. And I feel like the main reason why I want to do this every month, because I wasn't on this ship before, but now I am, is when I'm making these cold market connections with people, I want to have something to invite them to. And you know, when you're talking and you're getting to know them, and sometimes it gets to that awkward point, like I don't really know what else to say, I would like to be able to say, hey, you know what? This is kind of crazy. I know we just kind of met here on Facebook, but I have this free group coming up, and I'm just wondering if you would be interested in joining. And I just feel like it's just a way to create more of that relationship so that hopefully they would kind of see, oh, this is what she does. Because those people that I'm adding to my network that I don't know, I'm bringing in from my Fit page, so they know that I do something with fitness, but they probably don't fully understand what a challenge group is. So with free groups, just think outside the box. You could have a free group based on food, like a sugar detox group, a time management group where you're giving organizational tips or time-saving tips, a financial group where you're talking about coupons or how to save money, personal development, which is kind of where I lean towards. Sam, you could do one on do-it-yourself projects, but really just do what you are. Do what your tribe would want, what you would want. Create a group that you would be like, I don't want to miss that because I want to know what information she's going to share in that group. And then the key, obviously, with free groups is to follow up and to have those conversations after the group is over to see if they want to take it to the next level.
I have one little thing to add.
Yes.
So for my free groups, I've done 2 of them. The first one I just did the blanket statement at the end, like, okay, so let me know if you ever would like to join. I have a 21-day challenge group coming up at this time. And not one person reached out to me and said, yeah, I want to do that. So then the second time around, I personally followed up with people, not right away because I didn't want them to feel like, oh, she just had us do this so that she would, pounce on me to join her group right away.
Yep.
So I waited about a week or two, and then I followed up personally with people, and almost every single one of them was a positive response, and it was like they needed that nudge from me.
Yep.
They weren't going to reach out. They needed me to reach out. So don't be afraid to ask people.
Totally agree. Thank you for sharing that. We also have some scripts that a few of us have been using that we could share on the team page if you're wanting that information. I know that Erin is starting her very first free group next week, and she's super nervous, so any encouragement that you can give her would be appreciated, I'm sure. All right, so we're going to keep moving so that we can have questions at the end. So the next one is referrals, and this one is also kind of new to me. I've been watching a few YouTube videos on it just to get some information, and I have just 3 things to say on this. One is to give our challengers the most top-notch experience so that they can't help but brag about you to their friends. So that wouldn't even be a referral that you're asking for, but it just happens automatically. And I would say that I've gotten about 10% of my challengers just from that. Is my friend so-and-so is going to message you, I told her about your group, and she totally wants to join your next one. So it's more than just about the relationship in the challenge group itself, but also the private messages that you send your girls, on the weekends, or just making them feel super important and supported. I can't stress that enough, that relationship, that strong relationship that you can build. You could also ask for referrals as soon as they sign up. So they sign up, they're like, yep, send me the link. And you could, at that point, say, do you have anybody else that you think would want to join you now that, you're signing up? Can I message any of your friends, or you'd have them message me to join the party? I haven't done that one yet, but that was a suggestion I heard in a YouTube video. And then the last one is if someone says no, that, no thank you, not at this time, that's also an opportunity to ask, is there anyone that that maybe would like to join that I could talk to? And these take some bravery, because to me it kind of feels a little bit salesy. But I think if you word it in a genuine way that, is there anybody else that could really benefit from learning how to live a healthier lifestyle that that I could talk to? I have done this form of referrals with people, and I've gotten some names, but I haven't gotten the guts to just cold message these people. So I'm probably going to have, whenever this does happen in the future, if I do get a name, I'm probably going to ask that person to just kind of give them a heads up, or to have them message me, just because I don't want it to feel like a sale, because that's gross. So yeah, that's tip number 3. And tip number 4 is to go for no. I really embraced this about 2 months into my coaching journey, and I got to the point where I was excited to hear a no, and it honestly was because I hate hearing crickets. Like, when you don't get a response at all, that's honestly more hurtful to me than just saying no thanks. And so that's why I've started implementing the script, even if this isn't for you right now, could you just tell me a quick no thanks, just to make sure this, didn't get lost, this message didn't get lost in a Facebook black hole somewhere. Just because I want to hear no, and they usually say why. So I write them down on a list of, not right now, and then if they do give me a reason why, I write it down. And the reason I do that is so that when I would follow up with them, like a month or 2 months down the road, I could say, last time we talked about this, you said that, you were just too busy. I'm just wondering if your schedule is opened up and you'd be interested in jumping in on my next challenge group. So I have a growing list of no's. And I so desperately wish all my non-response people would just say something so that I could add them to that list to follow up with. But always have a list building of follow-ups that are no's. That just means you're making those connections. You're planting a seed so that if they were ever ready, they would know where to go, and you would be a resource for them. One last thing on this, and this is a tip I heard from a National Wake Up Call, and most of you probably heard this one, but use objections to write fit page posts. So if somebody is saying, you know, I don't have enough time, or I don't have the money, use those as inspiration to basically tell the people that are following you, like, you know, they're going to have this excuse in their head on why they can't or won't, or just don't really care enough to get healthy. Let them know that you're aware of these and that here's a reason why this is just an excuse. Obviously, put it in a positive light, but any of those objections that you have, just turn it around into something positive for your fit page. A couple more here. I'm kind of going through these fast and talking fast, but I want to get to conversation with you guys at the end. Be fearless and authentic. All right, so this is a big topic, especially with that I've talked to Katie about. I firmly believe that when we are fearless and we don't care about what Sally Joe down the block who sees your fit page or your personal page, we don't need to care about what Sally Joe or Bobby Sue thinks of you, because I heard this quote from a YouTube video as well, their opinions don't pay your bills. And even more than that, it is so absolutely freeing and exhilarating, and you actually feel so much more alive when you just put it out there. Like, we're all passionate about this. Let that passion come through on Facebook, in your posts. Be a little bit crazy. Be the quirky you. Talk about your weirdness. And if you're scared, say you're scared. People want to know the real you. They don't want to read just a full page worth of deep inspirational stuff. And I'm saying this to myself too, because I feel like that's all I want to write are those long posts. But sometimes I have to be strange and weird and just be myself. Not that those other posts aren't me, but people need to know that I'm not just sitting in a room like meditating and thinking all these deep thoughts all day. There's a little more to me than that, and some things that aren't quite so deep and a little more shallow and silly. Like, I used to be a huge reality TV junkie and just other things like that. So really, I highly encourage you to dig into some personal development if this is super scary for you. But people want to connect with people that are vulnerable and real. If you look perfect and you only talk about great things in your life and you never talk about how you struggle with something, people aren't going to connect with you and they aren't going to reach out to you. So really, really plug in, connect with somebody else that can lift you up and reassure you that you really are a girl boss that can get some you-know-what done, because you really can. And the only person and the only thing standing in your way of being successful in this is your own self-doubt. And I know that Katie can speak to that. She's been really growing in these last couple of weeks, and I'm so excited to see her journey unfold. It's just so inspiring to me. So if she's fearless enough, maybe she could speak a little bit about that when we're done with this. But you being fearless is going to inspire other people to be fearless. And their fearless is to reach out to you and ask for your help. So really just start small. Maybe once a week you you commit to doing something and posting something about your personal story or your life that could touch or reach somebody that's struggling with something. That being said, I don't want you to spill the beans about something that you're currently like in the depths of, so that it's this super negative, depressing post. Like, you have to be at a place in your life where you've come to grips with whatever that situation is, so that you can end the post with hope and joy and promise. So I don't really have anything more to say on this other than to just go for it and know that the people that love you and support you are going to catch you when you make this jump. All right, and the last one. All right, this one is a short one, but a big one. So if you set a goal for yourself, and let's say it's you want to clean your house by this weekend because you have a party coming, when do you do the most cleaning? Yeah, the day before or the morning of is when you get the most work done, because you're in a time crunch and you're scrambling. And I feel like a lot of us get to like week 3 or 4 and you're like, oh, I'm like Success Club 2 or I'm at Success Club 4 and I really want to get to Success Club 5, so now I'm going to do my power hour. Sometimes that can work if you have people to follow up with, but if you're starting from scratch and you're just making those connections at the beginning, it's probably not going to happen in a couple of days, because it takes time to build that relationship and then talk about your challenge groups. So treat week 1, which is right now, like it's the last week of the month. Get your power hours in, make those connections, make it a priority. And something on Team Pivot that they're doing, and that us Diamonds were talking about yesterday, is taking the first 2 weeks of every month and focusing on your own personal business, which would be finding challengers. And then taking the second 2 weeks and focusing on our teams. Okay, so me building you guys up and making sure that you guys have everything that you need. And I don't know exactly how it's going to work with our schedules and challenge groups, and sometimes they start at the beginning and sometimes at the end, which is something I want to talk about that maybe we could switch up a little bit. But main thing is, if you want to hit Success Club by the 10th of the month, which is typically our goal, so that it's locked in there, if you want to hit it by the 10th, you have to treat this week like it's the last week. So we do have power hours coming up from Team Pivot. There are going to be other teams below Marion that are going to have other power hours available, and they will post links in the arena, so that if you want to do another sit down, like everyone's doing their power hour together, if that works for you, there's going to be other opportunities in the month other than the one that Marion does. Other coaches are going to host those. So I encourage you to jump on those calls or use Marion's YouTube video and just press play whenever you can and get that power hour in. And if you're new on this call and you don't know what a power hour is, we can talk about that on the team page. But that is kind of all I have for you. And I'm going to switch back to showing me, if I can get my thing on here. All right. So if anyone has a question or wants to just make a comment, I would love that. Yeah, I kind of talked really fast. I realized that it was only 25 minutes. That was a lot of material, but
You did fine for pacing.
okay.
Yeah, cleaning your house really fast. So Caleb told me tomorrow morning at 10:30 our carpets are getting cleaned.
Oh,
So my workout tonight was moving all the toys and every piece of everything off of our floor. But okay, side note. Anyway, in the beginning of coaching, I feel like you told us like to cold invite people. I mean, always put like a personal spin on the message and always end it with like, and if this isn't something you'd like to do, that's totally fine, no pressure. And I did not, it didn't work very well. But now I feel like you guys have changed it, which is better, to just start off by making connections with people. So like I plan to reach out to some girls who I know that have run 5Ks, who I feel like, well, they're already in shape. Would they ever want to do my group? I don't want to discount them, whereas before I didn't message them.
right.
And I'm just going to ask them for running advice. And then hopefully over time they'll be like, oh, you know, what else do you do to stay in shape? And then I could bring up the 21-day fix thing.
Right.
So I'm feeling like I'm out of. I picked all the people that I felt like would be easy to message. I know them, they're friendly, they're like me, and I'm done. Like I don't have anyone else to ask. So now I really need to dig back to like people I went to college with, mutual friends, and think about something to talk about that's not just a straight up, hey, do you want to do a challenge group?
Right.
So that's my new plan of attack, is to reach out to some people, other moms, ask them, like I want to take Cam to Mall of America Underwater World. So I might just ask them if they've ever went to that.
Yep.
And then maybe in a week, ask them about a challenge group.
Yes. I totally think because obviously we want to be genuine, like, and I want us to all be clear that we're not starting these conversations just to get a sale. Like we're starting these conversations because we all know how amazing life can be when you feel alive and healthy. So yeah, and making those just personal connections at the beginning can let them know that you aren't just cold messaging them saying, hey, join my group.
Mm-hmm.
Katie, are you brave enough to chat just for like a few seconds on being fearless?
Sure. Can everyone hear me?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, well, I did that video about a week and a half or so ago, 2 weeks ago, talking about kind of my journey and how I've gotten to the point where I'm at today. And my big issue in coaching, in life, in everything is that I do tend to let fear get in the way. And I decided after talking to Andrea that I was just going to push forward and go forward without any fear, and it's been working. I had a girl come up to me at work yesterday and said, I was so missing your posts. You were so inspirational, and then you kind of disappeared for a while, and I'm so happy to see that you're back. And that just kind of reaffirmed what you said, Andrea, at the beginning, that consistency is key in this business, and you never know who's paying attention. This is a colleague of mine who I don't even really know that well, who made a point to stop me on the way into the building to say, I'm really happy that you're back and I've been following your journey. So, you know, you have to just let go of it and not be afraid of what people are going to think. And it's not easy, and I say that in my posts, and sometimes it's harder than others, but it's just opened up an entirely new world for me. I feel already more confident in myself because of it. And confidence begets confidence. You know, I would think all the time, like, how can I make myself more confident? And I would think and think and think and think about it, and then I would never do anything about it. You actually have to start doing things in order to get through that fear and in order to gain confidence. So that's one of the biggest things I've discovered is you gotta go do some stuff. Otherwise, you're never gonna get through the fear. You're never gonna get more confident. No matter how much I thought about it, that wasn't gonna do it. So I'm in a much better place. Not particularly right now because I'm exhausted. This cleanse is killing me. But I'm being honest about it, and I'm going forward without fear on that as well. So it's group is just awesome. I've been so revitalized and re-energized by all of your energy, so it's been super fun. I've really enjoyed getting to know you guys.
Well, we love having you on the page too, obviously, and I love your honesty about this total reset thing because I don't think I could do it. So kudos to you for being brave.
I never thought, I'm like, oh, it's food. Duh, it'll be easy. No, it's not. But I'm going to push through it. I'm going to make it. I made a commitment to it. That's another thing. I want to make sure that I'm making commitments and I'm sticking to it and then I'm moving forward with honesty and, just doing the best that I can. So
Yep.
That's all I've got.
Well, thanks.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments or anything to add? I'm a teacher, so I'm used to the wait time, so all right, well, if you do have any questions, obviously you can post them in the team page, and I'm just really excited about this month. I think it's going to be a great month, and I hope to see some more rank advancements, and there's just a lot of excitement, and I think we should ride on that excitement as much as possible. Yeah, and just have our best month ever as a team. So I love all of you, and thanks for taking time to be here. I know it's late, and yeah, I'll just see you on the page.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.